CeeDee Lamb, my God, I look at what he does and where he's going to line up. This is a guy that, to me, has all the opportunity in the world to be the wide receiver 1.1.
Look at the release.
There's your separation.
Great route.
Stutter and go. Gets by clean.
That is unbelievable.
Maybe the greatest catch I've ever seen.
The major thing that I was pointing to last year, and I said, and I point to it this year, but last year I said, okay, this guy's being taken as a top 10 fantasy wide receiver. For him to exceed those expectations, generally speaking, again, Cooper Kupp aside, generally speaking, you need to be an outside X receiver to be, again, generally a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. You look at historically what all these guys do. It's historically just littered with outside X guys that are at the top of the food chain when we're talking about fantasy wide receivers. That's a role that CeeDee Lamb played, but not very often. So he was used primarily out of the slot as guys like Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup were running around on the outsides. And I tell you what, when either one of those guys got hurt and CeeDee Lamb got to play on the outside, that's when you saw the lid get taken off of his potential.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think CeeDee Lamb, it has been all offseason a great dark horse bet to lead the NFL in targets, lead the NFL in catches, and lead the NFL in receiving yards, because the opportunity in this offense is just enormous. It's CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, rookie Jalen Tolbert, who I actually kind of like. And their receiver depth chart, it's like James Washington gets hurt, and they're like, oh. No. When you look at this offense right now, CeeDee Lamb, and by the way, Dallas plays the type of offense that you want from a fantasy angle. We think of them as like a boomer ball team because they're so invested in Zeke Elliott and, Jerry Jones, smash mouth football, all that stuff. But Dallas is under the last 2 years under old man Mike McCarthy. Dallas is ranked 2nd and 7th in plays run and 2nd and 6th in pass attempts. Like CeeDee Lamb doesn't even have to have a Cooper Kupp type of 30% target share ceiling to walk into 170 targets. He can be at like 26. Even 24, he can have a massive return on that. And I think there's a chance, given the guys around him, he walks into 30%. I agree with you about the role for CeeDee Lamb. I think they kind of need to decide what they want Lamb to be. Like, they can't do this. Okay, Michael Gallup's out. Now he's an X receiver. Now Michael Gallup is in. Now he's a slot. They need to just decide what they want to do. Now, I think what they'll probably end up doing is taking that old Amari Cooper spot, like as a flanker and outside in 11 personnel, 3 receiver sets, and they'll have CeeDee Lamb be that guy, and he'll probably move into the slot a decent bit, which is fine. If he's like a 50-50 guy, I'm totally cool with that. I think he's a huge upgrade on Amari Cooper. He's a way better player. And that's the thing, like, if you're going to be the wide receiver 1 overall in fantasy, you're going to need to be tethered to a good quarterback. Check with Dak Prescott. You're going to need to be owning a dominant share of targets in your offense. Yeah, check. And you have to be good at football. And CeeDee Lamb, as reception perception shows, is good at football. 91st percentile success rate versus man coverage, 81.9% success rate versus zone, 76.9% success rate versus press, above the NFL average on all routes but the post route last year. He can do it all. So they want to line him up outside. That's great. They want to line him up in the slot. That's great too. He's never gonna leave the field, and I think that's the most important part.
I, from a fantasy perspective, don't want to see a 50-50. I would like to see more of like a 70-30 where they do move him around, but let him stay on the outside and let him operate. And again, it's more of like that Devontae Adams type deal too, right? Where it's like, okay, he's going to play on the outside and he's your outside guy, right? But like, can you move him inside every now and again and kind of sort of, and again, that 70-30 split, by the way, that's pretty much exactly right on the nose what we saw from Devontae Adams last year.
Yep,
that's what I would like to see in terms of that outside-inside split with CeeDee Lamb to really unlock what he can do. Because, bro, you turn on the game tape, man, you look at the analytics of it all, the reception perception data. Again, top 7 last year against man success rate. Was great against zone as well. You just look. Everything tells you this. It's all there. This guy can play.